And here you'll see these are all of the models that we currently have piped in. And these are, it's a combination of OpenAI, Bedrock, and Gemini. I would say there is native support for any Bedrock model out of the gate that supports the Converse API. So as soon as, as soon as Sonnet 4.5 came out, all I had to do was go in and add this line and add the costing features, and it's automatically available. There's no rewriting of the code. There's no update to the code. You just add it and push it out. And then you can set at the top here, you can set your default models for all actions that happen within Amplify. So you have a base user model. This is what they're going to default to. The simple task model is for some of the agentic work that happens behind the scenes. Actually, that one's not. That one, this is for memory. This is what we use to calculate, or what we use to analyze your conversation if you have memory enabled. And then there's some other things that's used for as well, but this one is for the advanced tasks. So when you create a workflow, you can decide whether it needs to have an advanced reasoning capability at any step in that workflow. And then if you're using document caching, you choose a different model for that. And then you can set your agent model to be whatever you would prefer it to be in this one. And then here's the embeddings model. And then we do have people that found this a little overwhelming. And so you can click the hide unavailable and get rid of all of the ones that are within the system, but you don't have enabled. There is a panel on the user settings as well. We did get some reporting from people that when they clicked on the model, this was too many to make a choice. And so within any given user settings, they can go in and they can adjust what models they would like to see. And so they can turn off all of, everything, maybe they just want to see Claude. And then without that, or within that, maybe they don't want to see Haiku or Opus or the early sonnets. They just want the latest ones. The only thing they can't uncheck is a default model that we've established in the admin panel above that. So, and then here's a few features that you can enable or disable as a user as well. Smart focused messages is we analyze in the background while you're conversing. We analyze the conversation, and especially as you get into a longer conversation, those conversations start to cost more and more. So every time you have a new turn in that conversation, if you don't do conversation trimming, then it sends the entire thing into the context again. And so what we've done on the back end is we will analyze that conversation as it comes in, and then we put markers at each section of the conversation, and we say, you're talking about this here, you're talking about this here, you're talking about this here. And so each time you have a follow-up conversation, if this feature is enabled, we will scan across those and only send the relevant portions of it back. So that you're not, if you happen to be talking about getting directions to somewhere and looking up a recipe in the same conversation, you're not sending all of that context back. If you then go talk about writing a Python function 2 messages later. So we try to do a couple of things to help keep those costs a little bit lower. You can also enable this long-term memory. So as you chat, it's going to collect those memories on the back end. And then you can go in and cancel that. And then you can go into memory and decide what you want to keep and what you don't. I don't keep memories, so you'll see mine is turned. I do too many crazy things in dev to try and have it stored. So you have full control over that as the user. And so if you're chatting about, something that you don't want stored as a long-term memory, then you can not include that. It will prompt you at the end of a conversation, down at the bottom of the conversation, of the memories that it captured. And if you hit save, it'll dump them in there. You can unselect them at that point as well. So we try to give everybody full control over what they want within that.